Hello, hello. See if anyone's around. I can't use my mouse. Why? Oh, I might need it on here, that's why. Hello. Right. Can you, if you're on Facebook, on YouTube, can you like and share for me? Because I get a lot more, viewers on that then. And I'm trying to build my numbers up, as you know, it's all a bit up in the air at the moment with work and stuff. So yeah, I'm just trying to share this onto my link onto junk journals. So bear with me while I try and put it on. So I hope everybody's well. I hope you've not got rubbish weather like us. Oh, it's awful. I've got to go out in a bit, and I really wish I didn't have to, but hey ho. So today it's going to be slightly different because I've done, obviously I do planning, but sometimes I do the planning and I think, don't like that. I really don't like it. Hello, Jackie. I'm hoping that this Wi-Fi issue has been sorted with the weather. But so I thought when I was doing my planning, I'll show you. It's very neat and tidy. Hi, Rachel. Hello. So when I was doing my planning, I was still looking at Picasso, and you can see some of these dodgy drawings. And I was breaking shapes down, and this is one of Picasso's drawings. And I really quite like that. And then there was this that we've done quite similar before. And then the little shape of an owl, and now the shape, is really simple and cut down. And again, tulips. And now we can break them down. But before that, I did a cat. And I'm not a cat person. Not because I don't like them. I suppose I've not had much to do with them. So I'm not doing that one because it's just shapes. And I thought, oh, okay, quite like that. People be able to work with that as well. It looks a miserable sod, doesn't it? And a background, which is very similar to what I do. So, and then I thought, oh, I really like these, and these are quite stylized. And then I sat here, and I've done my little drawings. So I thought, we'll do this. So it's, again, a sectioning of a shape to get an image. So today I've got a bit of cartridge, one of my watercolor pieces, round pieces. I've got a punch. I've got a big punch and a little punch, and I've got a circle maker. I've got some different sorts of papers. I've got a piece of text paper, and I might even do it on the text paper, but we'll see. But the first thing is, let's get down pat with these, like sectioning. I'll section a part on here. So you can do it straight on here, or if you want this as your base, that's up to you. Hi, Karen. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Jenny. Right, so this is a couple of pages out of a book, and this is Sundry Creditors. So thank you, Nigel. So I'm gonna pop a section in there. It's funny, really, because we've been using these at the monastery, and I took my own Enid Lighton book, and we were there yesterday, and Jane's saying, oh, I had this and I actually loved it, and I felt really bad, but it was falling apart. It's foxing, the binding's gone, and I thought, well, it'll just end up, because it's strung bound, the actual different middle, how it's bound, then they get burnt because they can't go through the shredders. So I was like, oh well, I'm not going to mess about. I am going to use it. So I've got some text paper. I've got some other paper, and it's the same paper I've been using really. I just very lazily just keep using the same paper, but you don't have to. Oh, here's the other one we did. That's quite nice. So I've got that. I don't want anything too overpowering, so I'm looking at things that will go with that, but not overpower it. So I think maybe these. I quite like using these, and they're not always your favourite in your pack. These ones, but I quite like them because I like the finer print. And I like the fact that it's already done for you. So I quite like that one and that one with that. Okay. It has got that on the back, but you can see it's quite a bit bigger. So I might use the 2 print. So I'm just going to cut out some shapes and those as well. I like to use everything I've got, as you know. I'm not a... And you know what? I'm actually loving throwing stuff away. It's just brilliant. So I've got them. So how many have we got? That. I've got the bigger one, which I really like, which is better than that one actually, isn't it? Because I've already got one of them. So yeah, so let's just... Right, there's a couple of ways you can do the first thing we're going to do, and that's just by cutting them, okay, and layer them, you know. So let's have a little play around. If it matters to you that the text is the right way around, then pay attention to that. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not that worried. But if it does matter, then yeah, you know, you've got to do it. So now I look at that and I think, circle, is that too much? On a circle would be quite nice. Yeah, and you can always chop that down then, and make it sort of work for you. So I'm going to do one on here first and chop it down, and I'm not going to pay much attention to where I glue it off. I'm just going to do it because I'm going to do 2 and probably use, knowing me, one for later and one for now, so that I get... Oh, come on, I can smell it. Is this cold weather? Hey, it is as well. It's come rock hard. It's not hard, it's just cold. Right, I'll use this then. Right, try this one. Everything's so cold. So I'm just... Might be better off with a Pritt stick, you know. So I'm just getting a glue base down. Sorry, it's a bit out of the way. I'm just putting glue on. I almost feel really resentful putting on watercolour paper, but you know, when you look at how much paper we all sort of collect, I don't think we'll ever use it all, do you? So right, so it looks pretty like that, pretty crap. So what you would need to do is just put your glue underneath the leaves that have sort of not secured down. So anything that's overlapping, give it a quick slap, a bit of glue on or something, because you don't want that flicking up. What you can do is get a scalpel and you can cut, oops, get that back on. You can cut it, where did that go? You can cut it like you do, you put one over the other, cut together, so you're cutting one through it, and it sort of makes the mark for the other one. It's hard to explain, but if I was to cut them both together, I'll have the same cut on both of them. So yeah, quite like that. So what I mean by that is, use some of these now. Look at some of these, because we've got this sort of spiral thing happening, and it might not be to your taste. You might think, I actually really don't like that. So, you know, you might want to put that circular bit on the top of something like there. Quite nice, that. Or if you want to put the small bit and the big bit, but they do come in handy if you just want to put them on the edge or something, because it's the same shape, you know. So you can put them in patterns, whatever you want, and I can put them on something else. I'm just looking, do I need anything there just to capture that bit? Quite like that bit there where it, yeah, I like that bit. So I would just put a flap of glue underneath there. There we go. I like that, because we've got it going that way as well. Glynis, my old faithfuls, how I love you. Right, so keep that to dry, okay? Keep that to dry, because we'll need that. And we can do our work on top of it if we wish. So the next thing is, that was quite, now if you wanted to just stick it on another piece like here, when we were doing the negatives and the positives, we could just put, you know, fit one of these in. Into the section there, that's better, into that section, and we've got another one, you know. Okay, so you can see now that you've got these, you know, to manipulate with other bits and bobs, and it is a nice little way of working. Okay, so I've got 2 punches and that's it, which is ridiculous, but and I've got this one and that one, so you can see that one's a bit small, that one's a bit better, so I think I'll use these, and I'll do it first on white paper for you. Oh, no, not using that, I've just drawn on it. So I'll do it on a piece of white. Do it on a big one for you, I think. Should I do it on a big one? Or medium? Oh, sod it, just do it. Right, I'll use this bit here. Okay, so right, I've got this one. Oh, I like that. I shouldn't have cut that, never mind. I like this. That one should have gone with that. Look, a bit of that in there. Oh, look at that. Do you know what I mean? That makes your eyes go funny. That used to be in my jumpers at school. Do you know what I mean? We all had them, didn't we, like that? So we look at the shape, and we're going to do a cat shape. So what do I mean? Oh, sugar, sorry. It's this weird shape that I drew. And it's quite a strange looking cat. but I like it. So you cut a circle, and I'm just going to bring it. You can bring it here. So if you mark there and there and there, you sort of got your 3 points, okay? So you go, to me, I can't remember if this is how I did it. I've just done a little blue one. Oh, can't find that either. It's here somewhere. I've just done a little blue one. Anyway, I'll try it with this. So that's there. That's there. That's there. So I'm just going to go. Bear with me. That's not it. That's, ignore that. I'm going to do it on here. So, right, you get a circle and you go. No, you don't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Where's that little blue one I've just done? To show you. You know, here it is. Ah, here it is. Now I can do it. Now I can do it. There, look. Right. So it's like that. Only that one's better. So I'll do another one. Do another one. A little cat. Right. So we've got our circle. Oh, I know why. Get rid of that and get rid of that. Okay, that's why I've not cut it, of course. So it's round, round. And we've cut that off. And those become the ears. That's better. So let's try it. Oh, got it with this. So go to chop off. I've tried to, you see this here? I've tried to draw it without cutting the bits off. Idiot. So I'm going to draw that. And that. I'm going to chop them off. 1, 2. So we've got that shape. Put it on there so you can see it. So we've got that shape. Then we've got these. So that this is what I do now is I go from there to there. Okay, and then I come, here's the middle. So it don't really matter that you go over that, but I just go there. I don't go to the middle, to there. Colour that in. There's the eyes. Now, depending on how you want the ears, cut one in half. And the other in half. And you've got like your little cat like that. Okay, let's see if we could chop it a little bit more. Quite like that as well. So that's how you do a cat. And I was thinking, I'll have to show you how to do that, because even though it's not me, a cat lover, I really liked the way you could sort of change it up. Now I'm going to do another one. So let's go. Okay, keep them. So we're going We try and get this right with my little blue one. So we're going all there to there, all there. I'm not getting a very clear view there. All there to there. So we've got 2. So you know where the nose is. You put those 2 in. Now, if you wanted them, you can have them bigger and flat that way. That's better. Or you can have them rounded at the front. And more like that. So you can have them any way you want. But there's your little cat shape made out of cubist squares. So what could you do? Well, with this, it's quite easy. You could sort of cut 2 together. Change it and make it look more bird-like. Okay, or I could put a black nose on it, or cut the head out of that bit. So that's that bit. So if I just cut out that bit off there like that, twist it over, cut that bit, you can start to put the cubist shape there, and then change the ears round and have them more like flat on the outside and curved on the inside like that, however you want them. And then you get the little bit of, you've cut these off here. You can swap these out for your ears if you want. So you've now got a different cat. Yep, great fox. All those things, just by changing colours of it, you have got a really simple like design. So when we're doing it on the other ones, let's have a look at it on here. Let's try it on this. So if you're using it on brown paper, cream paper, anything like that, you get a really nice little sort of texture that's quite nice because it's all the same colour. It's a nice texture. Great fox, Rachel, as you said, great fox. That would just be a line there, and then I think it would be 2 lines there and a nose there. But yeah, so I would have to trim that up. But yeah, so that's on brown now. On a beigey colour. You could do the same if you had like all these sort of colours you could do as well and have them in the background. So that's how you sort of just take a circle and section it all up and then do that. So we'll move that over there. Now the next thing is going to do simple, that's still not wet, dry. So I'm going to do simple watercolour for you now. And I'm going to do it in a drawing. So do you remember when we did these? We're going to work like similar, like this, but sort of along these lines. And I'm going to use another piece of this. So the next is going to get our paper and take that away. here's some paper that I was using to get some nice colour on. So I'm going to get a pencil, and I'm going to do a really simple cubist image that, to me personally, makes sense of what cubism is. It makes real good sense to it. So let me move. I'm just worried I'd drop everything off the blooming table, which I would do. So I'm looking at these, got my images right, and for some reason I've got everything in the world. Oh, I've got one now. Got one. So what I'm going to do is more of a stained glass window. Okay, so it's quite simple, and what the shape is a sort of soft V. These are just our little starting points, okay? And I might, oh, they look wrong, don't they? Yeah, they look wrong. So I'll put another one here just to soften it, otherwise that looks very wrong. So, and then I'm just going to put one there and there. Oh God, I can't stop looking at it now. So I'm just going to go like that, and then so I'm following the shape round. I might just put another small one there. Right, okay, so I've got that shape. So what I'm going to do is just simple round, round, and round there. Make them a bit bigger if you wish. If you want to make them more less stylized and more realistic, make them a bit bigger. So they're like that. And then continue the line and just do a flick of it. So here we're going to flick that way, and then flick that way. And this way we're just going to flick that way. Because daffodils and things have leaves that go around them. Okay, so I'm having that there. Now what I might do is just fine tune some of these up, because it looks a bit odd at the moment. So I've got this terrible drawing, but I don't care, because what I'm going to do now is extend the drawing out. So I'm going to go like that. So don't stop at the drawing. Right. So like that. See, this one is coming all the way down here. That one's all the way down there. And you're just continuing the shapes off. So might not like that. So I'm going to put some drawing lines in now. It's very free on this. So I'm going to draw the picture in, but then sort of let the picture evolve. So here we've got a I mean, it's really stylized, so it's not even a tulip, is it? But you get the idea of how you can continue. See, that one's gone like that because of the shape, whereas this one's gone more like that because of the shape. So choose your, whatever you want to do, and then in here, I'll put another one and another one there, and then I'll rub it all out. So what we're doing is we're looking for lines, and then we're extending them like Music by Jackson Pollock. There's all sorts of things like New Descending Staircase by Marcel Duchamp, and it's all about you trying to mimic the way things grow and the lines that flow through it. And it's not always easy to do because it's like don't let them cross over and all that. I am it's really, it books your brain a little bit because you're drawing the object, but you're drawing the lines that the object takes as well, which to me is like really good fun. But if you are not used to it, it's not that easy to see. Can you see now? So we've got the cubism, and we've got a leaf, and we've got another leaf, so I'll draw it in. And what I'll do then is I'll just show you now. This isn't as easy as some of the others to see, but there again, if you look at cubism, you won't always be able to see that. Right, so I've got that. I should have a rubber somewhere. And now, don't forget, I'm making quite light of a very complex art movement. So this isn't like as simple as just what I'm doing. I've simplified what I do to make the idea more understandable. Because if you look at cubism and all the lines, you think, well, where did those lines come from? And how's that there? Why's my flower disappeared? So that's how you can draw your lines in, and you're sort of keeping the image of your flower or your idea of everything, but extending the lines so it becomes like this, confusing, basically. So what I've got now is my watercolor pencils. Get rid of them. I'm so pleased that after all the years of buying these, I still have the guards for them because they blooming hurt when you get them in your leg or your arm or you sit on them. Right, so I've got my pencils and I'm going to choose a colour for like the background, or colour for the tulips, a colour for everything. So I'll have red, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a bit of dark up here and a bit of dark down there. Right, so that's a red one. Now I'm going to go with a pink one No, I'm not, because there's my end's missing. I'll go with this one. So here, I'll do dark there, do light, dark. So light here, dark there. And what we're doing is we're just putting a light and a dark area. So that's light, dark, dark, light, dark, light. So I don't want two darks together because I want to be able to sort of see the difference between the two. So here it would be light and that would be dark, right? So here it would be light and it would be dark up here. Right, don't worry too much because it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So next, I'm going to get my paintbrush. Just gently. I don't want too much water. I want to blend it down. So again, start where it's quite strong, clean your brush, just water. So you've got an ombre. So we've got this nice gentle sort of transition. So you go in with your red, clean your brush and let it really go sort of very gentle into the wash like that. Okay, so we've got light, dark happening. So here we've got a different colour, but it's still there we go. So in here I'll have a red. So I'll have the red. Now with the watercolour pencils, because this is red, I can add this colour into it and change the colour. So I've not got the same colour next to each other. With these pencils, you know, you don't have to work hard. You really don't. So I've got the main essence of that. I'm going to go now with a light. So I'm going to go light green. And then I'm going to go light green. Okay, and then I've got a leaf here that's going to wrap round here. So this one's there. There. You have to try and filter out any other shapes. I'm not trying to match up these shapes and say, oh, that's got to be this, that's got to be this. I'm going to do that one dark because it's fannying around. And then as long as you remember, you can't put two dark shapes together or two lights. So I've just forgot about all those other shapes I've made and just looked for one shape like the leaf. Not for the other shapes. I've looked for one shape. Now, what I'm going to do here is carry this down. I didn't draw this in, but it's now I'm looking at it and I like that. So again, water on your brush, just let that blend out. You're doing hardly any work, seriously. You're letting the pencils do it and the paper. I'm not messing about with anything. I'm just letting you work smarter, not harder. That's it. So a little bit of water. So let the blending happen. As you move on, it's still happening. And I'm darkening all this round here. Just so we've got a little bit of base there. So here I can go. Now you can do this shading on anything you do. You don't just have to do it on cubism. It can be done on anything. Just remember, no light and dark together. Okay, so now we've got this one. I'm going to change the green and I'm going to go with a different green so that we've got a distinction between these two. So it's going to be dark and then dark. Try and get a little bit of transition like that, but it really don't matter if you don't. And what you're doing is just putting your colour down now. You're not actually doing anything, shading at all. You're putting the colour down. So dark there. dark there, dark there, and dark there. So, and I was looking at stained glass windows. I was looking at Marcel Duchamp, new descending staircase, one of my favourites. And you can see it's like each step has been recorded at its own piece of artwork. And then he's moved on, Marcel Duchamp, to the next step down the stairs. So you can see them every single step going down like that. And it's just, for its age, you know, it's magnificent. And he did the Mr. Crapper one, where he got the toilet by Mr. Crapper and just slung it in a, it was a urinal. No. Yeah, I think that's the word. And he slung it on and said, like, this is art now. Bit of controversy then, but it's a bit like the Tracy Emin piece, you know, all the men I've whatever before. And, you know, it's quite controversial for the time. I've put a little bit of the darker green in there. So I'm going to swap the colours over slightly now. So I'm just going to have the light there. Now, when you're doing your stamped images, this works brilliantly. This colouring works brilliantly for your stamped images because it gives it real definition, and it gets you really into the idea of shading and looking for the opposites, light and dark. And here I'm going to put the green into the red and the red into the green because that's how flowers grow. So we've got that, really simple. You can see now that I could have picked another leaf there, you know, in the background, which would be quite nice actually. So if I've got another green, is that the one I used? No, I used this one because it's really dark. So just to show you what I mean, there's that shape which I could have used for this flower. Do you get me? But I'm not going to. I've changed the colour. And I'm just, so I've changed the, oh no, it's that one. Don't be daft now, come on. So I need a bit, so it's dark there. I'll do light and I'll do dark there. If you can do the pencil shading without watercolours as well, it's a bit harder, but you can do it. You just need to be able to sort of take the pressure off when you're working. Right, if there's a bit that needs taking off, just take it off. So I've got like the leaves now in the background and I want to create like a shimmer around it. I don't want to use too dark a colour, but I have got a really nice raw umber. Now all I'm going to do is put the raw umber around the back. This is a great one to stitch as well. Just around, and if you made a bit of a faux pas, this is when you can clean it all up. Just around here, the edge, going over all the lines. Because whatever the colour that we're going to put on this, it really doesn't matter because this will provide the shading in the background. I mean, I was at the monastery yesterday and we did a feather, and you could do the feather the same way. And it's surprising how much we use these sort of things without knowing what they are. We often use techniques or ideas and we don't know that there's an actual name for it or it's a technique. So by doing this, I am just creating a bit of a halo look. And you can add to the background, and you can do that, what I'm doing now, on the sort of piece work I did. So I could cut this out and put it on top of that mosaic background. But if you think of it as a mosaic, you know, it sort of makes sense then. So I'm creating a bit of depth, and it just warms it up. It lets the green creep out a little bit as well, because the green will be a warmer green now. If I'd have put blue in the background, then it would have made my green look very blue and cool. So yeah, be aware of the colour you put to a colour next to it. It really does make a difference. Now these pencils, you can work wet to wet, you can put dry to wet, wet to dry, and you can do all sorts. So if I wanted to put some depth on the flowers. Oh, thank you. I hope this is making sense, because you're my faithful. But you know, I hope this is actually making sense, because even if you don't use it, knowing why and what it is a big important part. You know, it's you can see now why when you go past doors, or from the 30s, 20s and 30s doors, where these have come from. It's from the cubism. The lead pieces are from the actual cubism movement, and you may not have known that. And I always think, you know, it's great when you're like, oh, I get it now. Oh, right, yeah, it makes sense. So I'm going to go for the entire opposite. I've got pink, I've got green. So I'm looking at maybe orange in the background to give it a bit more depth and stuff. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of orange. Not everywhere, just in some. Now, when you do it wet onto wet, and then you add more colour, what happens is it's already saturated the colour like the little teeth in the paper. So you really have to work on it, because it's already set in, if you know what I mean. So just be warned, it's not you, that's the paper. It sort of only has one go when you're doing watercolour, like a line like that. So if I show you what I mean, I have to put a little bit more on and make it more into a paint, and then blend it out, and then a little bit here and blend it out. Get me? So here I don't like that line, so I just get the end and blend it like that, and I've got a far better finish. Come on, there we go, far better finish. So I've put that in there. I might pick another colour along those lines, so maybe a orangey brown, and I'll just go for, because it's lighter than the colour that's already down with the water. This is buildable now. So I pulled it right down past where I've used the water, so that I can just do this now. Can you see? That's where the water was. Let me bring it up. That's the first bit of water. Can you see that line? So that's where I'll stop with the water. So this is where I'll do the two and show you. Not enough yet. I can dab that on, or I can add some more. And try and blend it. But can you see it starts to get a little bit? So just be warned when you're doing water. It's not you, it's the nature of watercolour. You can do it. It just takes time and patience. Honestly, you can do it. And the only answer to it is put water over all of it and then blend. There we go. What I can do now is add a little bit more dark. Can you see how it's lifting? Not a problem. Take that off, and then I'll go with the dark umber again. And this blends it all out. The reason I'm showing you all this is because you'll be thinking, oh, it's me, it's me. No, it's not you. Honestly, it's the nature of watercolour. So you might have had this happen before, you might not. But now you know, if you have had it happen, that is the nature of watercolour paper. It doesn't, after one bite of water, it really doesn't like you using it again. Unless you go over with a darker colour. Like that, you see? So, but I really do like that effect. So I'm going to go orange brown. I'm just going to brown. So the answer is really and water on all of it, not just on the tip. See how much easier it is. Oh, you've got to be so careful, haven't you? There we go. And you can sort of see now, there's the movement in the background. So if I look at this now, that comes here. So you see there, orange. And there, we'll get some orange on there, the darker orange actually. And it might be too light. Oh no, where's that? Oh, it's here. We'll use this. So we'll use that, and we'll have that dark there, and that dark there, and that dark there. You'll understand that the movement looks different now. So you'll see the movement dancing in there. You see it? You say no if you want. I can even add a bit here, but I'm ending that. So and then you start playing with colour, and that's when you think, oh, when do I stop? But you can always add intermediate colours. So if I take that off now, I've got like a medium colour there. So it looks a bit wishy-washy, that. So we'll go in with the dark umber again. And really, so this has had water on it twice now. So can you see? Completely captures, the water captures it. Not all paper reacts like this. Some you can move and move and move it, and some it just grabs it straight away. And but I just wanted you to see that I don't want you blaming yourself. I wanted to share that with you. Oh, who used to say that? Oh, I remember. So just add in with my paintbrush and the end. Around the flowers. Not a lot. Just a little bit. I'm hoping that people can see simple skills like this and use them. You know, they're not hard, but once you know where to put them and how to do them, you're laughing. I think I like to sort of take a lot of the mystery away from it. So you're not sat there thinking that artists are amazing people. No, they're just normal people who like colouring in. Oh, I'll get shot for that. But basically, we like to play and colour and you know, experiment. We don't ask for permission, we do it. Whereas a lot of people, oh, I don't know what happens if I do that. But who cares? It's a bit of paper. Play. Play, play, play. Here I'm using the original colour just to bring it down because there's plenty of colour. Because I wet the whole section, I don't have any issues with it blending. That little bit's doing me head in, so I'll stick a bit of dark in it. That's better. Now I want a bit of depth here, so a bit of black there. This is the only time you'll see me really go for the black. But if I had a big set of paints, I'd be using the umber on its own with the indigo, because that is, there we go. That I don't like, so wash it off. But you can start to see, but never outline your stuff with a black marker because it just completely overpowers it. And I used to see it in school. The kids used to get a black Sharpie and be no, 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 and they'd do it, and before you know it, they'd sort of outlined it all, and you're like, oh no. And it's hard to come back once you've done that. Your eye just goes straight to it. It just goes straight to it. You might have done amazing artwork, but your eye just goes to that black marker. It really does. So I've put a little bit on there. I'm going to be very careful because, like I say, I'm not a lover of it. I do like black marker. I do it on all my work, but I do it in a very different way. I'm just going to outline and then rub that out because I don't like it, and hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit of the difference. Oh, do you know what? It's you lot that are inspiring, not me. Well, if I want to take a picture of say I ain't got a picture. Let me get a picture and I'm going to show you what we did. Oh, we look. Right, this is called, I don't know if this will work. I've got to try and get a pic. Oh, here we go. I'll use this. Right, I'll get a picture out of me. I'll try and find some. Right, we'll use this one. Right. Well, sorry, I don't want to get in trouble, but let's section this up. Okay, this is not my picture. I'm just altering it. So we're going to extend it. So his head. And his shape. And her head and shape. So once I've got the shape, I can start to put the lines in. And I'm not drawing a straight line, so I'll show you on here. You might be able to see it better. So I'm showing a hand and a hand, and then goes right through her face, which I shouldn't have done really. So here we go. So I'm going along there, a face, and then that arm. So a hand would be there, 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 and there. Get me? That way. That way. That way. Okay, and her hand there would bisect there. So then we'd look at the eyebrows. And you could start to draw the face in sections. It gets quite strong, hard work to do it like that. So we'll see something else that's just got a round shape on it. Oh, it's too easy to do that. I just want something like a piece of cake or something. But we'll use this little guy here. We'll just use his basic shape. So we've got a basic shape of he's sort of coming at you. So we'll look at his head, his shoulder, that shoulder. So we're continuing it to the edge of the page. Oh, so you can see the edge of the page. So that shape there, that's that shape, that shape, that shape, that shape, doing his hand, that shape, his arm here, there, there. Now for his body. So it would be, let's do his face. And if you don't want to complete them all, you don't have to. So if you just want to do sections, but then his shirt, and you just section like that. Does that make sense? So and you could do his nose and get, so here I'm just putting a face in a section, and then just doing different shapes. So for instance, each one of these lines has come from off his face or his hand. So his hand basically is, you'll see, I'll do it there. I'm just doing straight lines like that. So he's got a very sort of structured, so arm, okay, top of hand, bottom of hand. Again, shoulder off the page, down here. Then if we're doing the side of his shirt, then we could do his collar. Yeah, and that here is collar. So we're just looking at underarm, side of arm, end of fingers, tops of fingers. There you go. So if we take that and make that into a simple drawing, we get this. And you can do it with circular lines. So if I draw, say I want to draw an apple. Right, I've got my basic shape. There's my crazy apple. Yeah? So I can do it with this. Ready? So that leaf there inside of the leaf. Now I'm going to go with the middle of the leaf. And now that leaf there. Right. So here, when we come off here, we go straight. Right, our apple's in there. Our apple's in there, but we've just extended every line on it. Right? Every line on there is extended from a point of the picture. So I'm going to start and just show you. So my under part of my no, it's not there. Be careful because there's parts that you think they won't matter. They will matter. So here, just put them in. There's a bit there, bit there. That's not it. That's it there. So a bit of that there, a bit of that, right? And then we can sort of make big statements within the sections. So we've got our apple. Oh goodness me, croaky. Our apple in that shape with the lines extending. And I could be wrong. I could really be wrong. This could be a load of hodgepodge. But at the end of the day, you interpret your stuff your way. And if this makes you understand partial parts of it or all of it, whatever, then, you know, I'm pretty certain that somebody would have thought of it this way. And I'm pretty certain some of them didn't. So, but it wouldn't do for us all to be the same, would it? So you get the idea. So I've done the pattern there, and I'm just going to take it one step further with a bit of raw umber. Just to define it. Might need some here, so I'll just do there we go, just to finish that off. Here again, ignore what is the sections where they point out, and I'm just going to go in here with it because otherwise we'll lose it, the actual shape. So I'm going to get plenty of water on this. This is the back of my original drawing, so it, I'm using both sides because I love this paper, Karen. Thank you very much. So again, I'm going to use my own wise words, and I'm going to wet all that so that I can actually use it in a bit with another layer if I wish. And I've not you know, discombobulated myself. But sometimes it's best learning for yourself these little things, because like me, you then learn that you have to use other techniques on the top to make it work, and that is worth its weight in gold. So I've took some of that off. Take that off. I'm not a lover of it being that dark, so I'm going to use the text paper, and because it's got a binder in this text paper, it's creating like a bit of sissing, I think, blobbing. Right, there you go. So that's how we did it. So we did this one. We did the cats, showing you how to trim a face down. We've done a lot today in an hour, haven't we? An hour and 10. Looking at cubism, continuing the lines throughout something, continuing the lines from the shape itself. We've drawn the shape first, continued the lines off it, and you can make that up. There's no rule with that. There's absolutely no rule. I don't have to sit here and say, oh no, you can't put that there. Yes, you can, it's yours. So here I've got another 2 I could put in, and there's the stalk, if you get me. So the stalk would make its own, and then the top of it would, depends on how much pattern and detail you want. You get me? And one of the secrets is, can you do that? If you can do that, that's the shape to keep. So not moving my hand, move your paper. Right, so here I have to go opposite, but I'm not moving my hand. Okay. I'm using, it was a gift, and it's a very lovely gift from Karen, and it is the Dutch 100% cotton. You can get it on Highlight Crafts, I think, and on my Amazon page, and it's 100% cotton, and it's a 5-inch square, and it's 300, and I love it. You can get some beautiful effects on it. We did this before, haven't we? But now I've given you the cubism stylized way of doing it. It sort of gives you more scope, you know. So I hope you've enjoyed that. We'll be back next Friday. Oh, Vampire Clinic. Oh, I get you. Oh, that was a little bit loud. So yeah, that's what we've done. And then to show you this, oh yeah, and then we did this where we just cut circles out and then rejig them and put like extra bits on. Now I can go around now as saying, and anything that's not stuck down, I can cut off. And I can cut it. If I cut it like that, by cutting both sides, they'll fit perfectly together. When you cut 2 pieces together, it fits and stays together. So this one here, if I was to cut that, the underneath would fit perfect. So that's in case you don't want too many layers. And then we drew some cats. Gosh, we've done a lot. We drew some cats using a circle, and we have to cut it down first. Where's my cut off bit? Have I used it? Oh no, here it is. So what we did was we cut it down. You know, you can now add bits of paper to it. Oh no, that's not it. It looks stupid like that. But if you have it like that, and like that, and put a little black nose on, and you've got a little cat, you know, so it's all from one circle, you know, so you can put your shapes back on. They were the lines, weren't they? Like that. So I hope that's helped. Playing around with the shape is really important, because you don't realise what you're going to get then, you know, one shape on another shape. And if you've got something missing and you really like it, see how you can still see it like that, but if you put it on there like that, you don't know it's there. And you can continue to sort of do this as well if you want. So there we go. Good, isn't it? Really simple. And you can draw on that. And it's only just punched out paper. And don't forget the punched out, oh, here we go. The punched out paper, they can be put back in your punched out paper. So it's a win-win, isn't it? As long as you use the same size. As long as you use the same size to fit it on, jobs are good in. So we've done a lot this week. Next week, we're moving on, and we're going to do another artist. I'm not telling you who yet, but we will be starting a new. So next week it'll be the 5 W's: who, what, why, where, when. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet because I've not decided. I've got 3 in mind, but I've not decided. But all the stuff that we've made now can be used. I'm going to leave all my little scraps because I really like those scraps of paper. They just make me happy. I'm going to put them in my box for next time. So yeah, I shall see you next Friday, bright and breezy, for the next installment and the next art project, and we'll look at another artist. So massive thank you and love to Patreons and everybody else who's watching. And yeah, if you can go on YouTube and like and subscribe, that would be amazing, because it gets my logarithms, sine and co, or whatever it is, it gets them up. Never thought I'd be using terminology from maths. I don't even think I've said it right, but who cares? Who cares? From one leopard to another. Right, I'm going to go. So big love. Thank you very much. And I'll see you next Friday. Oh, I might be doing a stitching one, but I'll let you know. See you next week. Bye. Where's my button? Oh, for God's sake, it's all wet. Get my button. Sorry, guys, I can't get my button. Right, where's my mouse? Here we go.